Oh, he's got a sponsor's T-shirt on today.
Oh,
No way. No way. This is just my RV there yet shirt.
Oh, that's my initials, RV, as in recreational vehicle. That's what I say when I
yeah. That's what
RV. It's studioc.com. That's an old email
Yeah.
address, though.
Speaking of logos, you're still sporting one I see there, Ron, on your
Oh
hat.
yeah, I'm gonna wear the gear till I die. So that's
You got a lot of it. You got a lot of it. You might
got a lot of it, right?
I was thinking, how much radio gear do you have, Eric? How many shirts and hats and jackets and
I don't have any. I was never. I would
over
never.
the years?
Yeah. Anything was station related. I either pitched it
Oh, okay.
or as time passed. Are we rolling? Can we can
Well,
start with this? We can
go
start
ahead.
with that. Now we're rolling. We've officially begun this podcast. That's a great question to start it is, and as time passed, radio stations stopped making station gear. Okay. They didn't have any budget to do that. So that was nearly impossible to get. And if it was just a regular measly t-shirt, you didn't really wear what you were giving away. And if you wore your own stuff, it always looked weird. I used to actually wear my own gear, and then somebody said that's weird to wear your own gear. I mean, Robert Plant wouldn't be on stage with a Led Zeppelin T-shirt, and I'm like, you're right. You're right. He wouldn't. He'd wear a shirt that says like The Doors or something.
Okay. So you wear another station's T-shirt to your events. That's what
I guess. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun when we ever are able to go to events again.
At my desk here, I just was realizing I have a couple of paperweights. This is from the movie Invictus. I know it looks backwards, but it's a nice little heavy paperweight. And here's another one.
Ooh, the
Batman.
I got a Batman paperweight.
I feel bad. I didn't know today was show and tell day. I should have brought something. I feel bad.
Yeah. And in addition, I try not to, as time has passed, I've gotten more into the habit of throwing things away. I try not to keep stuff anymore because I'm like, what am I doing? Is there like if someone gives you a gift that you will never ever use, is there a time frame that you look at it before you finally pitch it? I mean, what is protocol here?
You don't regift?
That's a good idea. You could regift.
White elephant, if it's truly horrendous, it's a white elephant gift.
4 years is the time.
Okay, you know this? How do you know this?
That's my time. Only because I moved to this house 4 years ago, and since I'm contemplating another move here for the winter, I've been throwing stuff out again, as in the stuff I haven't touched since I moved here 4 years ago. But I'm going to keep my Pirates of the Caribbean playing cards. However,
come on, get rid of all those things. Everything you've just shown us is garbage.
Garbage.
Get rid of all of
that.
that.
No use, whatsoever. Cards. You can play cards with it, but that other stuff.
It's going to be a cleanse this weekend at the Eric Zane Show podcast household because the Queen of the Forest, my wife, got a dumpster. So the dumpster's in front of the place, and then it's like we're throwing everything away. I love that day when you just get this out of here.
Wait, so she's the hoarder and you're the thrower outer?
Not exactly.
Okay.
We're all guilty. But this is the weekend where it's like it's purging. It's like, oh God, it's just fantastic. I mean, there have been there's so much stuff piled up. It's just every so often we just got to get rid of things.
Well, wait a minute, and it's all garbage. I mean, you can't donate some of this to be.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Some of it is, but however, the furniture that's downstairs is ruined because of this army of animals. Yeah, it's like, oh God, I wouldn't if I were driving around and I went under a bridge and there was a homeless encampment and I showed up and said, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got they're gonna throw fruit at me, they're gonna get your crap out of here, you're garbage.
We already have fleas, thank you very much.
Well, all you're really doing, Eric, is just making room for the next round of stuff that you're going to collect. So,
yes.
But see, if you keep the stuff you have now, then there's no room for new stuff. So
I'm with you there, man. And it's interesting because in the basement of this house, it's finished, but it's not. Like at one point there was carpeting down there, but the cats destroyed that, so we pulled it all up. It's a disaster, and so the plan is to put like vinyl planks down and then continue on. However, the cats still they don't pee everywhere, but the other like a dog will come down from time to time and take a pee or go number 2, or a cat will puke up hairballs.
Okay.
And I'm like,
All right,
let's just leave it all here. I don't even want to, I cleaned it up, but at the same time, oh, thank God we don't have carpeting anymore in this house. That's basically,
So it's just cement.
it's cement downstairs. Yeah. So, and it's like, seriously, this house, we have diminished the value of this house. I think you could buy this house for like $80 right now.
Yeah. And you have to pay them $80.
So bad. It's like,
Smell out of there.
yeah, don't buy this house. You don't want this house.
Oh
my
right.
gosh.
Well, enjoy Purge Day. It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna, you like throw it in the garbage, and you don't have to worry about like breaking it down. You just rent the dumpster and you just throw everything in there, man. It's just drive a car right into it. Just take everything.
Take it all.
Couches and everything. All right.
Ron,
Yeah.
I wanted to get into something. Though you're not there, I was so happy with this story about the annual turkey drop at both Celebration North and South. Did you hear what happened?
I did not, Eric. Please
Dude.
enlighten me. I didn't
Okay.
see any Facebook posts. What? They got a lot of turkeys? What?
This is incredible.
God is my witness. I thought turkeys could fly line, or no?
No, this is all numbers, because last year I remember, because I was working for Wood Radio at the time, and they were involved with it along with Wood TV and Mel Trotter and Celebration. All these big entities get together for this deal and give turkeys the less fortunate. So I think the goal last year was 1,600 turkeys between all of them, and the amount that was collected was over 2,000. So that was really, really great. This year, Mel Trotter, they anticipated more need because of all this stuff going on, and so they had the goal of 2,500, and they're not this year. Mel Trotter is not doing their annual DeVos Place turkey dinner for the families because for obvious reasons.
Right.
But they are unloading these boxes full of food with everything you'd need. So that's taken care of, but they need a lot of turkeys. So even with a goal of $2,500 or 2,500 turkeys in the middle of a pandemic, they had over 5,200 birds given.
Wow.
They doubled it. What the heck?
What the heck? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So where are they going to?
Well,
needy families, or
what
just...
they do, what Mel Trotter
Wow.
does is they, of course, an army of volunteers is that's all put onto trucks immediately, and then that is dispersed to all these food banks,
Got it.
which then that gets very, very quickly turned around, and they're out in a matter of days. They're all gone.
5,200.
Wow. Well, and they also take money. I just wonder if they also got a bunch of cash.
That's very true, Ron. They, of course, take those donations year round, but there is, it's real simple. Just search it out, Mel Trotter Ministries, if that's your thing. This is tis the season,
Yes.
But wow, I was, that was my time at that radio company, because I've been at all of them, but my time there was very, very short. But that event, I really, God, it's, you ever be like involved in a radiothon, either of you guys, where there's like a goal, whether it might be something like that, and it's just like maybe almost a radio telethon or a radiothon when you're raising money for whatever organization, or in this case, turkeys. I always really enjoyed those. Those always made me like, God, it made you feel like you were part of something bigger than just sitting around cracking jokes or talking about a song or something like that.
Right. No, I agree
Well,
totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and Lokes Theaters is a history of that. My favorite one is the series of fundraisers we did with the Harry Potter movies. And I don't know if either of you guys know Dr. Jim Fonner. He's the head of pediatric oncology at DeVos Children's Hospital. And he's just an amazing person. And he's involved in all kinds of fundraisers, and he was on the board of Hospice of Michigan as well. So he was a huge Harry Potter fan. So when the first Harry Potter movie came out, when Celebration North first opened, we had the very first, what we called the Wizards Ball in that location before, on opening night. It was one of those nights when I almost died from too much stress and strain.
Oh no!
But over the series of all the movies, was it 7 of them, 9 of them? I can't even remember. We did a Wizards Ball every time and raised over $1 million for Helen DeVos Children's Hospital and Hospice of Michigan. Yeah, I know.
That's nuts.
It was so amazing. It took a whole year to plan them out, or
that's
the committees. I don't know that I've done too many marathons though, where you had is that, Eric, what you were talking about? Did you like stay up for 24 hours on a billboard and try to, raise money? Or
I didn't, but I've worked with other people that have, but there's been a couple other things that weren't quite as grand in scope, but did have goal-oriented things happening to make it all progress. So, but yeah, it's always good when you see that those things are happening. Good thing you never took the party over to Zealand. That would have burned you guys at the stake.
We had a few protesters for sure.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
When the first Harry Potter movie came out, oh my gosh, there were people that were, well, and the books too, they, it was witchcraft, and oh my gosh, this is, you right, you shake your head. Oh, we've had a few of them. The Last Temptation of Christ. Oh, we're going to all burn for playing that movie. And it's like, there's been a number of those. I mean, anytime there was controversy, the 50 Shades of Grey, when that came out, oh my gosh, you can't play it. It's pornography. It's like, so do you know the definition of pornography? Because this ain't it, okay?
I know it. Seriously, Ron goes, here. Let me show you some porno.
I'll show you porn here.
Let me read you what the Supreme Court describes as pornography.
Ron's like, I got this one bookmarked. You're gonna love it.
I'll send you the link.
There is no penetration. Okay, we're not talking about it.
Okay,
boy.
all right, Clinton.
Well, we haven't. Has it been 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's been over
3
that,
weeks.
I think.
Two.
Been 3.
No,
I'm pretty sure it's been 3.
Oh my gosh.
I think it has been 3 weeks, and
so we need an update, man.
Well, yeah, we do need an update because as of this recording, gentlemen, we are 10 days away from travel, 13 days away from surgery, and
wow.
I was sharing with my audience today that the last 5 days I've been a little bit of an anxiety thing because I visited with my physician. This is the last thing I have to do. See my physician. I've known this guy for 20 years. He goes, all right, Eric, this is great. You're in awesome. This is going to be so smooth for you. I have many patients who have one kidney. So I know you're gonna crush it. So he gives me a clean bill of health. He passes that along to these people in Los Angeles. He does an EKG, he takes one look at it. He goes, yep.
Oh my God.
Well, he looks at it. He goes, this looks funny, but I know you. I know why your heart looks like this, and it's because of all of the running you do and the training. And he goes, make sure they know that. I go, I will. Well, they get all this data, and the cardiologist in Los Angeles, he goes, oh my gosh, this looks like there's something like enlarged heart or thickened walls or something bad. They're really, really picky there. They don't want you dying on the table. This guy has no idea.
That's
about,
being really picky.
Yeah,
picky about that.
So he orders an echocardiogram, and all the while I'm like, oh no, is this going to ruin everything? Is this going to? So I call them up and I go, look, you got to understand, I'm constantly running and doing physical things. So, I mean, my heart beats at like 52 beats a minute. It's And they go, oh, but don't worry, this is just a little hurdle, no big deal. But I'm scared that at some point they're going to look at it, say, no, it's not happening, and then I have to call up my guy, who I've told you about him.
Yeah,
he is he's very, very nervous about this, and then break this bad news to him. So in my brain, I'm convinced that this is going to happen. And thank God, I get an email yesterday. It says, you're all fine. Everything is fine. There's no worry in the world. We're still agreeing, and that is it. No more anything. This is
no more anything. Okay.
No more worries. Just get here. So now, don't get COVID.
good idea.
So this is now, imagine this is how the book is going to lay out, guys. In the book, as we get to the end of the story, and I've been talking with somebody about writing this as a book, and it's stranger than fiction, because of here we have this unbelievable spike in cases, and I can't get sick. So, I'm flying through the air to a coronavirus hotbed, Los Angeles, and I have a test on Monday the 30th in Santa Monica, and then they're going to determine whether or not I have it. Now, I probably won't. I know I don't have it now. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I could be. You don't know. You could be asymptomatic.
Right.
So, the way this is all played out for the past 6 months and in a couple of days is. It's gone by very, very fast, and I just now want to get on with it.
Yeah.
I just want to do this.
You're so close.
Yeah. The last thing that I'm worried about is calling my father. Now, he doesn't know. I mean, he's aware of this, but he doesn't know that I actually have a date, and I deliberately did not tell him because.
Who are you talking about? Because you just skipped there.
My father.
Your father. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. I was talking about my father. I've deliberately not told him because he worries so much at 86 years old, and he has dementia, and it manifests in this extreme anxiety. So I have to be very, very careful. At some point, I am going to have to tell him, but I think it's going to be like, hey, Dad, I'm about to go under. Smell you later. I'll talk to you in 4 hours. Click.
Tell him when it's done and everything's successful. Say, hey, by the way, if next time you see him and he asks, hey, what's new? Oh, by the way, I would wait until it was all done. If it's really going to cause him that much stress, just wait.
Well, it will, and I've heard both sides of this. I've heard that, and I've also heard, but he might get mad at me, or if God forbid something goes wrong, then he's also going to be. I don't know, Ron. What do you think?
No.
I would tell him. I guess your stepmom. What is her advice? Because she's going to have to live with the worry wart there.
Does she know?
It's a good call. That's a good question.
Know?
She doesn't know the date, and so I think that's a good starting point. How do you want me to proceed? I don't want to.
You got to live with them. Right?
Yeah, you got to live with them. So that's a great thought, Ron. That kind of takes the burden off of me. It's kind of like no, it's not passing the buck. What are you talking about? Just asking her opinion.
That's right. And
no, you're making her make the decision.
Well, maybe she'll say, listen, I'll tell him. I'll have a bottle of Xanax and a bourbon, and we'll just keep them, we'll keep them sedated until after the procedure. I don't know what it'll take, but I think you're right. If he'd probably I don't worry that he'd be mad at you, but it certainly, in worst case scenario, if he didn't know and then something really weird happened.
Well, yeah. Oh, so all right, that's about it. That's about where we are right now.
How do you travel then? I know that a lot of people say airports and airplanes are cleaner than the Meijer store or whatever, but I mean, truly, when you travel and you're at that point where you just cannot, by any stretch, get the bug. I mean, I don't know what the best. I mean, do you have a hazmat suit, or can you? What do you wear? How do you?
I've got an N95 with a paper mask over the N95. I've got goggles, and wide berth. Stay out of people's way.
Gloves, or just keep hand sanitizer.
Nope, just keep hand sanitizer. Wipe. I'm going to when you get on an airplane, because I have flown in this. In August, I flew. You walk in, they give you
Temperature.
they do that, and they hand sanitize you, and then they give you a alcohol towelette, and then you walk to your seat and you wipe it down, and then you sit and you don't move. And then honestly, I tend to, when I'm in an airport or when I'm near any people, if I'm looking for people to cough. If I see someone cough, I wide berth it. I don't walk through any type of area that could have any droplets. And since everybody has a mask on in the first place, it's not going to get through because the virus has the saliva around it. It hits the inside of the mask.
Yep.
So why aren't you driving?
Well, that's a week. So I guess basically, it's a week. It's 3 or 4 days.
You'd have to stay 3 or 4 nights, comfortably at the hotels on the road.
No, you don't. No. Look down. Look down at your shirt, Eric.
Yeah, I would. I can't. No way.
Your sponsors, man.
No way. Because the thing is, if I'm in an RV, I can't drive any more than 10 hours.
You don't drive. Have somebody drive for you. Hire a driver. All right.
He's one of those guys.
Then,
right?
Okay, then here's my other thought. If you're gonna fly, do a red eye because those traditionally have a lot less people on them. So rather than flying during the day when the flights are packed,
he's already got the flight booked.
Yeah, it's already booked, and and they actually the guy who I'm giving the kidney, he got me. He's got some cash. He spent some dough on first class seats.
Oh, so there you go.
And there's like no one near us, so it's us. And it's me and Diana, and then nobody else. We got the whole damn place to ourselves.
Okay.
You'd have to change planes somewhere, though, don't you?
Yeah, Detroit.
Mm.
No, Minneapolis.
Okay.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
You get on
wherever you go. There's a spike. Damn it! Every state there's a spike.
So I saw an article this week that the Moderna vaccine. The headline read, Moderna vaccine is beginning of the end of the pandemic. Moderna vaccine is beginning of the end. So people are starting.
And the Pfizer one is right behind it, even more effective, right?
Pfizer is one. Pfizer is they redid their numbers. They said it's about 95. So is the Moderna. Moderna has easier accessibility because it doesn't have to be deep temperature.
No, wait, the Pfizer one or the Moderna? Which one?
The Moderna one needs to be colder.
Right. Okay.
But that's not a huge deal. By the end of this year, there'll be 50 million doses administered.
That all have to be kept at 70 degrees below freezing. I mean, what could go wrong with that?
Yeah,
I'm a little skeptical of the supply chain keeping the thing cold, and it'd be like, spoiled milk by the time it gets to you if they don't keep it cold enough.
That is true. And but the Moderna vaccine, not nearly as much of a problem because
the Pfizer
that
one,
is an issue. Pfizer. Well, Moderna it does not have to be super cold. Pfizer does.
I heard just the opposite. Okay, we're gonna have to fact check.
Doesn't matter either way. But so as they administer this, to those frontline workers, to the elderly, I mean, as soon as you start, and the thing about it is, the Pfizer vaccine, I've gone round and round with people about this. When people tell you, well, I don't want to be a guinea pig, you're not. There was 41,000 people tested. 41,000 people tested around the world, okay? They were given the vaccine, some given placebo. The physicians and the patient did not know that they were given placebo. In the Pfizer case, there was, I think, 140 people of the 41,000 that got sick. 135 were given placebo, okay? So that shows you the effectiveness of that's how they get that number about that efficiency of it. And, Fauci said, I would have been happy with 60%.
I know, that blew my mind. Wait a minute, 60 or 50 to 60% would have been considered good, and we're at 90 to 95?
The flu shot that you and I get every year, that is 50% efficacy.
Yeah, well, it's because they're multi strains of flu, but I know what you're saying, and I that's really impressive. The 90 to 95% does make me think twice that maybe since I'm 65 and 1 month old, I might be I might be able to get a vaccine soon.
It was described that the Moderna vaccine is 1,000 times less COVID-y, I guess, corona-y than the actual getting the virus. Okay. So they put that into you. It provides through messenger RNA a protein blueprint for what could be infected into your body if you ever catch it. So it's building those antibodies just like any other vaccine would work, so that you are then establishing your body a groundwork to fight it if it's ever introduced to your system. And this vaccine, not only does it do that, but it flat out prevents severe COVID-19 related illnesses where people are just, really knocked out and then die. It actually prevents that.
That's so cool. I mean, that was the best news, obviously, since the election results. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to bring that up.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, hey, I'm so glad it's over. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know.
So
And then, did you see where Trump? Okay, he had the cybersecurity guy that he hired go. Oh yeah, it was a good election. It was all safe.
Secure ever in history. You're fired.
Next day,
you're fired.
Oh my God.
It's getting ridiculous. I know, but we're still every day. There's more ridiculousness.
Oh my God. So yeah, whatever,
Well, gentlemen, here's my take on this whole thing. And Ron, you and I are probably closer to this. We've witnessed a dozen elections of both parties over our lifetime, and every losing party or party that didn't get elected, every party that didn't get elected preached doom and gloom because the new party was going to ruin everything. America has survived. It will survive again. It's not a big deal. This is just politics playing out, doing what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Biden will be there. The country will keep moving. There'll be people screaming that he's going to kill everybody, and it's all going to be. We'll be fine. Everybody will be fine. Don't worry.
I was going to move to Canada. I can't remember which Bush it was, but
why would you even do that? And look, we survived. Everybody who's ever said anything incredibly drastic about if X wins, I'm going to do. And it
wait, but I think Ted Nugent is going to move to Canada now because Biden won.
He's not going to move to Canada. Who cares?
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I to me, this whole thing's a fart in the wind.
It is, and it'll be gone in 6 months. We'll be moving on.
Yeah,
and everybody will be
in 1 year, I'm going to be worried about my cats puking downstairs on the floor.
I give it when you get back from LA, you're going to be worried about it. And that's
I know. I got bigger fish to fry to worry about. You old men in office screaming and yelling at each other. Shut up.
Exactly. So there. So
but
don't
Lindsey
feel like
Graham's
I don't really care. I really don't.
Yep.
I'm happy it's over.
Yep.
And let me ask you a quick question. Now that all the political ads are over, what the hell happened? Why are we seeing this incredible influx of drug ads on TV? Did they deregulate something? Or am I the only guy who's noticed this? They're everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Are we talking pharmaceutical ads?
Yes, there's all these pharmaceutical commercials are. I mean, they're bombarding TV now.
Because only old people are watching television, Gene.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not
young
all
person
geared towards old people. A lot of these are for everyday symptoms of things people have. It's not just old people. It's just weird that they're all of a sudden everywhere.
I wish that in those ads they would stop making the people that are in them so gorgeous and more like real people. Like fat guy with his shirt off who's falling out of a lawn chair, rolling off the porch with his oh God, my heart. Oh, for God's sake. It's always like some guy who's like 65 but looks like he still gets tons of action,
Absolutely.
And his wife is a babe even though she's old, and it's like, oh, come on, give me a break, man.
Everybody's smiling. They're all happy.
Yes.
Well, and here's a segue for you, Gene. I read this week that Spike Lee, the director of some renown, his next project is going to be a musical surrounding the story of the invention of Viagra, a musical about Viagra from Spike Lee. I can't wait. This is going to
Oh,
be
man.
awesome.
And people are worried about the president, and we got
Yeah.
this. No wonder the world hates us.
I can't, that guy,
A musical
Spike,
Viagra.
Spike, I can't think of a movie of his other than when he was younger that I've actually liked.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
God,
Did
he
Black
drives me up a
Klansman
wall.
was Black.
I didn't see that. I didn't see
Awesome.
that. I didn't see that. I heard that
Yeah.
was great. So I need to give that a look.
Into Five Bloods. I still got to see that. That's streaming right now as well. I did go to the theater before they shut down. As you probably all know, the theaters were shut down along with the
Again.
bars and restaurants for 3 weeks here. But I went and saw Hillbilly Elegy with my wife, who read the book, and I thought Ron Howard's new movie, Amy Adams, Glenn Close, true story.
Good
I
cast.
walked out. I couldn't
Oh!
finish it. It was one of those movies where the dysfunctional family just nonstop in each other's face, yelling and crazy abuse and neglect and wild money issues, and it was just I couldn't
Yeah.
watch it anymore.
That's stressful. That's a stressful thing. It's like you're watching, basically anybody who works at a radio station's household.
That was it. I felt the stress. I really did.
Oh God.
Just like I'm watching Big Little Lies finally. I know it's been 2 seasons, but I just finished the book. I like the author Lane Moriarty, who writes some funny stuff in a book, but it's so stressful watching. Anybody see Big Little Lies, by the way?
No.
I've
I've heard it. I've heard it talked about quite a bit, but
Nicole
I haven't.
Kidman and Reese Witherspoon and others. But anyway, I'm so stressed out after one episode. I gotta go. I can only watch one episode at a time. It was one of those kind of feelings. So.
Yeah. So everything is on pause. Is there anything else movie-wise that we need to know about or talk about burning on your brain,
Well,
Mr. Ron?
Quick note, the big news today, Warner Brothers has been trying to decide what to do with the new Wonder Woman 1984 movie, and they have just decided that they are going to release a day and date on Christmas Day in theaters and on HBO Max, which is like something that the theater exhibition industry said they would never tolerate, right? So these are indeed unique times and unique partners together these days with day and date home streaming and in theaters. Now, of course, so many theaters in so many states are closed, and of course, including New York and LA and Europe and so on. I don't know if this will ever go back to being like the normal window where you can only see it in a theater for 6 months or 4 months or 3 months, whatever it is. But the model is changing due to COVID, and we'll see where that takes us.
I got a funny feeling. I've got a funny feeling that when this does fade from memory, I think it will go back to just the way it was. Because to me, there's just it's the whole thing about getting up and going to it, the size of the screen, it's the process. To me, it's an event, it's an experience. I don't get that at home.
Right.
I just don't. I'm interrupted. I can't be interrupted when I'm at the theater. And that is for that window of time. That story and me, and that's it. Home, you just don't get it.
Nope.
So I think that over time, yes, there's a possibility that the model could change, but
It'll be back.
I know I'd always want to see it in a theater.
Yep.
I agree. And it's only the margins that that habits might have changed so drastically that fewer people go, making it less economically viable. I mean, movie theaters were running on the edge for years now. So, but maybe the good thing that comes out of this is that distributors will also lower their terms, because the biggest cost of running a movie theater is paying for the movies, and if that cost goes down, more theaters will be able to survive, and that could be that silver lining of this new way of releasing movies. So we'll see. I agree, Eric, completely, 100%. They're all watching movies in movie theaters on the big screen is always going to be viable.
Yeah.
It's just a question of how high is up.
You You ever like be in a theater when you have a movie that's been hyped for so long, and then the big moment happens, and then the crowd starts cheering because they're so excited for the result of the film? You ever see that, man?
Oh my gosh, so many times. That is
Yeah.
one of the great, there's such an energy in the room at that point. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's like when Stan Lee shows up in a Marvel movie, right? And the whole place goes crazy. There he is, there's Stan Lee.
There's something that's just a big surprise, and people lose their minds.
Yes,
You know?
yes, I do miss that experience. You're right.
It's
You know,
coming back. It'll be back, like Eric said.
I've heard it talked about many times. A couple of black comedians, I think it was Eddie Murphy, said, "Oh yeah, you got to go see a film in like Compton, where or whatever, in whatever part of a Magic Johnson Theater, where it's all black people who are talking and chirping and laughing. I want that." Can in West Michigan, that doesn't happen. It's a bunch of crackers that go see these films. We need to actually have a black guy only event with a few select white people can sit in with them.
When the next Medea movie comes out, we'll try to line that up.
Yes,
you know?
yes. Oh my God. All
That's
right, well,
hilarious.
fellas, on that note, I'm going to cut this short. Well, not cut it short. I've been talking for quite some time. I'm going to wrap it up on you.
All right.
Happy
now,
Thanksgiving. You go ahead, Gene, because it's going to be a few weeks now.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. 2 weeks from now, if we were going to do this again, you will not be available. So,
Right.
you know, next time we talk to you,
Yeah, I'll be showing you my scars.
I thank you for that. We appreciate it.
Please stay in touch. Otherwise, I'm going to text you and hound you. And so God bless you. We'll remember you in our prayers.
Thank
and
you.
Absolutely.
Your recipient, especially. I'm not so sure I care about you as much as him. But
right, sure, of course. But you know, and on my Facebook, it's the easiest way to get anything. And then that's real simple to find. So
Keep in mind, we do want to meet this guy, man. When all is said and done, and he's back out and ready to go, we got an empty spot right here on the screen for him. So,
oh yeah, he would love that. He would love that. He's a big ham. So,
yeah.
Well, happy Thanksgiving.
You guys get along together.
Oh yeah, it's great.
All right, buddy. Godspeed.
Peace and love. God bless. Thank you.
Bye.